Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Here we will present our final assessment on the Big Data course. Previously, allow me introduce myself first. My name is Patrialis Akbar. Okay, let's go straight to the code explanation. For the first, this code import Spark session from PySpark for data processing. Okay, next, uh, drive for Google Colab to connect Google Drive, and then this code uh, is to connect Google Drive to the directory so that file can be accessed. Okay, next, this code is to create a Spark session to process data with the application name Big Data News Clustering. Okay, next, this code is to read a CSV file from Google Drive as a data frame with auto detect data type and header. Okay, next, df.columns is used to display a list of columns from the dataset. Next, df.show this used to display the first few rows of data in the table form. Okay, next, this code is used to calculate the total number of rows in the dataset and print the result. Okay, for the next code,
I'm Rizka Sapitri, name F Sapitri, and 022 Now I will explain the next code. This code, you can use this code to import the necessary function from PySpark to manipulate the data frame. Then this code we can use to reference a specific column in the data frame. In the data frames, words used to convert all the characters in the column to lowercase. Then in this, we can replace characters in column based on a regular expression. And then this code, there are two subforms of preparation step on the title column. First, all text to lowercase to ensure uniformity by converting all characters in the title column to lowercase. And second, we use to remove unnecessary character by replacing all non-alphabetic characters. This code, we can see the result from the code, and this displays the content of the title column after the lowercase transformation and removal of an unnecessary character. We can see the replacing or transformation removing in this output. And then this code is to remove the reading and creating white space from the title column in PySpark data frame. This code, df white column, we can create a new column or updates an existing one in the data frame. And title means specific that the operation is being applied to the title column. And then this function perform a regular expression based or replace the title column. And then this Discord means we can pre-display the title column to verify that the trailing and leading white space has been removed. And this show the clean little column after white space removal. The titles are now properly formatted with no unnecessary space at the beginning or end. The sort is used to filter out where the title column has no values in a price of the event.
In this code, the code is demonstrate a process for cleaning and preprocessing textual data using PySpark. I will explain the step-by-step for this processing. First, we need to import the necessary libraries like the tokenizer and stop word remover. They are used for the text tokenization and stop word remover. After we import the tokenizer and stop word remover, we need to import the next library is named NLT key. So we need to import these libraries too. Is named NLT key. This library is used to download and manage a list of stop words in the Indonesian language. After we import the libraries that we need, we can for the next step is for the tokenization process. So the tokenizer in the tokenizer class split the text in the title and in the title column into individual words and store the result in a new column named tokenizer title. The output for the tokenizer process is saved in a new column named tokenizer title, and it's saved in a array list and only showing top 20 rows. After we process for tokenization, we can next to stop word process. First, we need to download Indonesian stop word. The stop word list from NLT key is download for the Indonesian language and save to text name file name id.stopword.txt and load the word. The file id.stopword.txt is read into Python as a list stop word. And we can remove the stop word remover is used to remove all the token or all the words from the tokenizer title column that are present in the Indonesian stop word list. After that, we can see the output after the remove stop word is saved in a column named clean title. So we can see the difference before and after we process stop word remover. First, there are some words are removed like word like pernah meaning ever or and word seperti meaning like or such as. It's removed because are considered stopper. These are common words that don't carry significant meaning and are often removed in the text processing to focus on the meaning word. So the word like pernah and seperti is removed because it too general and doesn't carry significant meaning for the sentence. So it's removed. And we need to remove the extra space like commons or empathy element are discrete as they not contribute to the meaning of the sentence. So of in the purpose of the removal is to simplify and reducing noise and focusing on the key term carry the main idea in the analysis.
Print the result. Okay, for the next code. Okay, this code use PySpark to clean empty element from the cleaned title column is in the form of an array. The with column function is update with a filter expression that filter out non-empty elements. The results are displayed with the select and so to display the clean, cleaned title column completely without being truncated. Okay, maybe enough explanation for me. Next will be explained by my colleague.
Hi, my name is Ida Agdewi Purnama Anjani, and I will explain this code. So in the line code 23, so the code uses hashing TF, IDF, and normalizer from PySpark for text and vector processing. Hashing TF converts text into numerical features using hashing. IDF adjusts word importance by reducing the weight of common words, and normalizer scales factors to ensure consistency. These transformations are typically combined for text analysis and machine learning tasks. So, next, in the line of 24, the code calculates the TF-IDF representation of text data. It begins by initializing the hashing TF transformer to convert the text in the cleaned title column into numerical vectors, creating a new column called raw features with a vector size of 10,000. This transformation, applied to the data frame filtered DF, represents the term frequencies DF of words. Then, an IDF transformer is set up to compute the inverse document frequency or IDF values, reducing the weight of common terms across documents. The IDF.fit method is used to train the IDF model on the TF data, while IDF.transform applies the model to calculate the final TF IDF values. These values stored in the features column provide a meaningful representation of the importance of terms in the text data. Next, in the line codes of 25, the code normalizes the TF-IDF features to ensure consistent scaling. First, a normalizer is initialized with the features column as the input and the normalized output stored in a new column called norm features. This process adjusts the vector values so that each vector has a unit norm. Default is L2 norm. The normalization ensures that the feature magnitudes do not dominate due to large values. Next, the normalizer.transform method is applied to the data frame IDF-TF, which contains the TF-IDF values. The result is a new data frame norm_DF, where the norm features column contains the normalized vectors, making them ready for machine learning models that are sensitive to feature skills. Next, in the line of 26, the IDF_DF.print schema method displays the structure of the IDF-TF data frame. It contains several columns like ID, title, date, and content, all of which are strings. The tokenizer title and clean title columns are arrays of string, representing tokenized and preprocessed version of the title. The raw features column holds sparse vectors of term frequency TF values, and the features column contains sparse vectors of TF IDF values. Each column is nullable, allowing for missing values in the data. So next, in the lines of 27, so this line, the code norm_df.select norm features.show truncate equals false selects and displays the norm features column from the norm_df data frame, which contains the normalized features vectors of the documents, the output shows a list of sparse vectors for each document, where each vector has a length of 10,000, indicating the total number of features. The non-zero values in these vectors represent the normalized TF-IDF values for specific features or terms in the document. Each sparse vector is composed of indices, which refer to specific features and their corresponding values, the normalized TF-IDF scores. The values are normalized to ensure they fall within a consistent range, making the data ready for further machine learning tasks. So this is the table that only showing the top 20 rows.
Okay, the next line begins by importing the K-means class from the PySpark.ml.clustering module, which is essential for implementing K-means clustering in a PySpark environment. This class will be used to create clustering models based on the input data. Next, the code initializes an empty list called cost to store the training cost associated with different values of K. It then creates a list of key values ranging from 2 to 10, which will be tested to determine the optimal number of clusters for the data. This range is chosen because clustering typically requires at least 2 clusters to be meaningful. Okay, the code then enters a loop where it iterates over each value of K. For each K, it initializes of K-means model, this one, specifying the feature column to be used for clustering. The current K value and a set for random number generation to ensure reproducibility. The model is fitted to the normalized data frame, and the training cost for each model is appended to the cost list. This training cost serves as a measure of how well the clustering fits the data, with lower cost indicating better clustering. Okay, after calculating the cost for each K, the code uses Matplotlib to plot these values. It sets up a figure and plots the K values against their corresponding costs, using circles as markers for clarity. The plot included a title and a label access to provide context, helping visualize the elbow method, which is used to identify the optimal K by observing the point where the cost starts to decrease at a diminishing rate. Once the optimal K is determined, the code trains a K-means model with K set to 2. This involves initializing a new K-means instance and fitting it to the normalized data frame. After training, the code uses the fitted model to make predictions, which assigns each data point in from normalized data frame to cluster. The resulting data frame containing both the original features and the cluster assignment is displayed to show how the data points are categorized. Okay, finally, the code evaluates the clustering performance using the silhouette score. Which measure how similar each data point is to its own cluster compared to other clusters. It initializes a clustering evaluator for this purpose and computes the silhouette score using cosine similarity as the distance measure. The silhouette score is then printed, providing insight into the quality of the clustering and helping assess how well separated the clusters are. This comprehensive approach ensures that the clustering results are both effective and interpretable.